Hey, what's going on, gang? Geek Heavy here, and I wanted to make a video where I finally, in as much detail as possible, break down the complete story so far of the Where Did All the Love Go musical series I created, starring Ed, and Eddy, as well as Rolf, and many of the other characters from the cul-de-sac. As of today, there are a total of 5 official songs, which include the lo-fi remix dealing with the madness. Now, this video will only cover the Where Did All the Love Go storyline and detailing the events that have taken place within those songs. Now, I do plan on doing a more comprehensive video that'll detail each and every Ed, and Eddy song I've created, but you know what, I wanted to first test the waters and see if there's even interest amongst my subscribers for more of an analysis from the creator. That's me. Now, if there is, please comment down below. Now, I also love reading other people's theories on where the story is going, or, you know, how you all might interpret the events in these songs. So please feel free to drop a comment down below. Now, it's a tad bit of a lengthy story with many twists and turns for our Ed boys. Now, we've come so far since the first song, so it's more than time, I would say, for a refresher on how we got to where we are today. Now, I'm going to do something, a little bit different here, though. We're going to start with the latest song, Where Did All the Love Go Part 4, and go backwards. Now, this is a mere reflection with the direction we're trying to go with the story as of now, with Double D wanting to use science to travel back in time and stop the events that took place that led to the rift in their friendship. But little does Double D know the ramifications of time travel and how meddling in the space-time continuum can vastly affect other sequences in time. Altering the timeline isn't something you should do so willy-nilly, as seen in the songs I've created regarding Samurai Jack and Johnny Bravo. Now, I put out a video, not a music video per se, but a video showing some of the effects of Samurai Jack's time-traveling excursions with Johnny and how that's currently altering CN City, Cartoon Network City, within this timeline. But, that's a story for another day, and we're here to talk about the Ed Boys. Yes! Also, quick aside, the classic Cartoon Network show Time Squad is confirmed to be making an appearance in a future music video, so look out for that. Again, all this time traveling needs some sort of policing, so, they will be popping up at some point. I'm actually working on the impressions of those characters right now, so, cooking up something very, very special for you all. Now, Where Did All the Love Go Part 4? Takes place after Double D and Rolf get out of jail for a crime they were falsely accused of committing. Both of the characters are going their separate ways, with Double D hitting the road to seek guidance on how he can either find or build a time machine to travel back in time and stop everyone who grew up in the cul-de-sac's life from falling apart as an adult. Because as of 2021, everyone's down bad that used to live in the cul-de-sac, except for maybe Eddy. I mean, he's got money, but, is it really worth the loss of your friends, your home, the assumed death of your brother, and the loss of Lee Kanker? I don't know. Eddy's motivations are strange. Now, in Part 4, Rolf is pictured sitting on a bench waiting for the bus with Wilt. Now, this is very important. I know some people are probably wondering, why is Blue with Double D and now Wilt with Rolf? Well, this will all be explained in a future song that I'm really, really excited for, where it'll explain what happened to Mac, who is now an adult in this particular universe I've created, his relationship with Blue and Cheese. Now, this is the thing. How the entire Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends plays into this will be explained in this song as well, so look out for that, or stay subscribed for when that particular song drops. I'm telling y'all right now, it'll be an undeniable banger. I promise you. So Part 4 is more about setting up the events to come while filling you in on who's alive, where certain characters are in this timeline, and where we're going from here. Where Double D is going. Where he's going, actually. There are no roads. Yeah, that's a Back to the Future reference. The next drop is exciting. Trust me, you all. So now this brings us to Part 3. Now, this particular song was billed as the final chapter of the Where Did All the Love Go series as we know it. Because, up to this point, It's been a very grounded story about love, loss, redemption, and friendship. Many things that I think a lot of us can actually identify with as young adults. So in this particular song, we break down what happened during the big heist the Ed boys were involved in that led to a shootout where many were injured and some potentially ending up dead as a result. Now, it was during this robbery gone wrong that Double D wound up unconscious. Now, during this unconscious period, the Lo-Fi remix takes place, which is where we see Double D and Rolf floating within the clouds, and Double D is lamenting everything he did that led to this particular point in his life. Now, he wishes he never took Plank away from Johnny, as he believes that might have led to some of the events that transpired while he was away. Now, he looks back at his life and, everything that transpired throughout the Super Secret Crisis War, which was a canonized comic book run where Aku was the main villain, and he brought many villains from across the Cartoon Network universe together to try and take over each. Now, thanks to the Ed boys and many others, it was a failed attempt by Aku. Now, I actually plan on discussing the Super Secret Crisis War in depth in a future video. Now, let me know what you all think about that if you actually want me to. Comment down below. Now, this brings us to part 2, where Wolf gives us a complete update as to where everyone is. One of the Kankers is missing, Marie. This was due to Rolf's actions. Now, he saved her from a troubled life. Now, at this point, Double D has left with Plank, May, and Lee Kanker with a pit stop to the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. A trip that was to simply drop off Plank turned into something more. Now, the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends has since been abandoned, and as a result, so were the imaginary friends left there. Double D has a new dilemma on his hands. What is he to do with all these imaginary friends? I mean, what is he supposed to do? I mean, are they even real? Like, at this point, Double D is questioning everything he's seeing. Now, I don't want to dive too deep down in explaining that just yet. As I said earlier, I have a song coming out that'll pretty much explain what's happened to the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Now, at this time, Kevin is still alive, but, I think the question a lot of people have is, why haven't we seen him? Now, Kevin was the main antagonist on the television show, so I didn't want to have him in the mix to confuse the audience into thinking just because, he's been the bully of the animated series that he's automatically the bad guy in this new story. Hopefully, the bad guy in this new story that I've created through these songs is a bit more obvious to viewers. But, there will be a redemption arc for Eddy, because Eddy is the bad guy. Now, as I know, it might seem that he's the cause of all the current problems here. Now, Naz and Sarah at this particular time are coping with pain, so they're taking painkillers and various other pills. At this point, I drop subtle hints and clues as to who Eddy might have shot. And I'm actually kind of curious to know who you think was shot, guys. Comment down below. I want to know your thoughts. And now, the song that spawned many. The first Where Did All the Love Go song. Now, this song takes place within the Big Picture Show timeline, a reimagination of what life would have been like had the Ed boys really gone their separate ways, but still lived in the cul-de-sac with one another. So instead of making up, towards the end of the movie, what if Double D and Eddy just decided they weren't friends anymore? Now, this is what happens when you lose a friend, but you still have to see them, because the neighborhood is so damn small. It's just a cul-de-sac. Now there's more to this story, of course. I'm going to tell y'all guys right now, but it takes place in the other songs I've created to extend this story in the present day. Now, I want y'all to let me know, let me know what you all thought of this. Did you like it? Do you want to see me do more of this with the other songs? Not just, the Ed and Eddy songs, but like all the songs that I've created on this particular channel. Comment below. And now that you have this particular information from the creator, me, I want you all to listen to the songs again with all this in mind. Maybe it'll give you a different perspective and have you interpret things a little bit differently. Now, I'm hard at work on the next grouping of songs for Ed, and Eddy, and many of the other Cartoon Network series out there. But until then, please enjoy.
I'm returning home!
But we can't go home, Double D!
I'd rather face my consequences could wander aimlessly with a so-called friend.
Say it ain't so.
Where did all the love go? Yeah.
Eddy boy.
Where did all the ends go? Yeah.
Eddy boy.
Left it in the bin, so yeah. And all the things we don't own, yeah.
Left it in the cul-de-sac,
Oh, Eddy boy.
and now we're never going back. Cause heaven always talking smack,
On their toes.
and Johnny still keeps smoking crack. Look at my friends, friends to the end, I thought I'd never lose them. But Ed and Ed keep spazzing over Naz, and now I'm choosing between two friends. Man, we always work together, making the money, getting honeys, chewing jawbreakers. But now, things really stink. Double D hasn't moved like that man we call Blank. And Ed's not smart, always ask him if he's ready. He turns to fart, screaming,
I don't know, Eddy.
That's improbable. The plans you're making is impossible. Cause cash is nominal. You risked it all and that's illogical. I can't understand how you can think that you're the man. Because of you, Eddy, our plans are sinking in quicksand. So I'm saying, man, our friendship must stand. I pack it up in the Benz and driving out to start a new beginning.
Want to know where the love is, baby? It's in the big bowl full of gravy.
Where did all the love go? Yeah. Where did all the ends go? Yeah. Left it in the bin, so yeah. And all the things we don't own, yeah. Where did all the love go? Yeah. Where did all the ends go? Yeah. Left it in the bin, so yeah. And all the things we don't own, yeah. Where did all the love go? 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 Yeah.
On their toes. On their toes.
Last night, out this fruit of the earth, then peel it as if it were the last task of your miserable life. Never again will Rolf store house keys in his trouser holes.
Where did all the love go? And where did all the ends go? We left them in the benzo, popping perks and some benzo. Where did Double D go? He was the homie we know. He left with May and Lee, though, taking the things he need, though. Where did Eddy leave, though? He messed up on the team, so Blake and Johnny mean so much more than he would think, so Eddy's trying to kill, so making things too real, so Kevin wasn't thrilled, so Nas and Sarah papel, so Jacob spring and red, so Eddy's what the man, so followed in they travel, traveling and they follow. I pity then I wallow, the truth I cannot swallow. Johnny almost died, so packed up and went to Fasto. And I ain't out in Costco, imaginary friendos, hanging with that blue boy, you really didn't think so. He's taking plenty mean, so sipping on that lean, so Johnny isn't clean, so you know we going back though. Where did all the love go, and where did all the ends go? We left them in the benzo, popping perks and some benzo. Who did Eddy shoot though? We ain't seen burritos, okay, cause they were three, hold down to 2 counts of needles. We closing all the doors, another one will soon be open, and this is just the life of a shepherd.
Have you seen this no-neck chump?
The snake in the grass head boy is missing.
Yup. If you see him, find him with duct tape, as he does not play well with others and has been known to dribble.
Is this so?
Have you seen my Eddy?
Well, I never. Of all the no good last night. Rolf smells the impy scent of mountain sprites come to make mischief among us.
I took blank and ran away, come back another day. Eddy, he shot me, and now I cannot see me. Correction, and now I cannot see Lee. The canker because he done yanked her away from life, and now we living in the afterlife. And looking back at all of this, my life is full of nothing but strife. And now I don't know what to do. I'm looking at all of you. My only friend, his name was Blue. How can it be when you riding up dead? You looking inside my head. That motherfucker's filled with lead. There's nothing more that really needs to be said. I think it's time for us to end the story that began with that. Colossus 2x4 was taken by Ed. I had to before the madness put us in caskets and baskets filled up with sadness, turned into cactus. Prick, don't call me that, cause you's a bitch. Glitch, we taking it up, Miko and Mitch. Only one way to solve this, we going to the past. Gonna fix that benzo and find out why the love won't last. Where did all the love go? Where did all the ends go? Where did double D go? Where did the bins go? Where did all the friends go? Where did the wins go? Where did all the love go? Where did the ends go? Where did double D go? Where did the bins go? Where did all the friends go? Where did the wins go? I don't know where to go, but I'ma find out. Cause that Johnny got big bodied, and I just figured out if you traveling to the past, you need a time machine. Gotta hit up my man Jimmy and call the homie Sheen. That ain't clean, cause Nickelodeon be on that sodium. I put an X on them, you can call me Dr. Utonium. I gotta find another way to try to save the day, cause I'm done running from Eddy, that scheme is today. Where did all the love go? Where did the ends go? Where did double D go? Where did the ends go? Where did all the friends go?